the linter you installed in 2022 now has an AI agent mode. The CI platform you chose, because it was simple, just shipped an autonomous build repair feature. The database GUI you use every day sent a newsletter with the word agentic in the subject line. Nothing is safe. In today's video, we're going to figure out what's actually happening, whether this is a real architectural shift in how developer tools work, or just every startup reading the same Y Combinator office hours transcript and updating their landing page. It is May 14th, 2026, and you're watching Runtime. Cast your mind back to 2021. Developer tools had a playbook. Solve one pain point, nail the CLI experience, integrate with GitHub, get acquired by Atlassian or HashiCorp, and let the acquirer slowly suffocate you over 5 years. That was the whole pipeline. Then GPT-4 shipped. Coding assistants started closing issues autonomously. And suddenly, every VC deck needed a slide that explained how their portfolio company's linter was the orchestration layer for autonomous software delivery. The pressure isn't coming from developers, it's coming from above developers. Engineering managers discovered they could show a demo of an AI agent filing its own pull request, and suddenly the conversation shifted from how many engineers do we hire to how many agents can we run. That changes the customer. The tool that used to sell to a senior engineer now has to sell to a VP who watched a YouTube demo and has questions about agent ROI. Here's what the pivot actually looks like under the hood. Take a static analysis tool. It already has a graph of your code base. It already knows which rules are violated and where. The AI agent version just adds, call an LLM with that context, generate a patch, open a PR, tag it as auto-fixable. The core product hasn't changed. The packaging has. Which means the tools that pivot fastest are the ones already sitting on structured representations of your code. Because that's the context window filling you can't fake. The tools that legitimately get better from this transition are the ones where the bottleneck was never intelligence, it was throughput. Dependency update PRs, security patch backfills, boilerplate migration across a monorepo. These tasks were already mechanical. A human was doing them badly, slowly, and resentfully. An agent doing them badly, quickly, and without complaining is a net improvement, which is a sentence I did not expect to type. Then there's the other category. Tools where the real value was judgment, code review, architecture feedback, incident triage. Slapping an agentic label on those and pointing an LLM at them without grounding the model in your actual production context is how you get confidently wrong automated comments on pull requests at 3 a.m. I have seen this happen. The agent told a senior engineer their null check was unnecessary. The null check was load-bearing. The null check was the only thing between the app and a crash that took down a payment service. The agent closed the PR suggestion as resolved. Here's the part the startup founders don't want to say out loud. The agent pivot is also a survival move. Point solutions, the one-feature linter, the one-feature formatter, the one-feature secret scanner, are getting commoditized by the platforms that already own the developer's context. GitHub Copilot knows your repo. Cursor knows your repo. SourceGraph knows your repo. If you're a startup that also wants to know the repo, you're now competing with tools the developer already has open. Becoming an agent is how you justify being a separate product at all. You can always tell which pivot is real and which is cosmetic by looking at the pricing page. Tools that genuinely restructured around agents changed their pricing unit from seats to agent hours or from monthly active users to tasks completed. Tools that just added an AI feature, kept the seat license, and added an AI add-on tier. The second category is a feature release wearing a narrative costume. The first category is a company that actually thought through what they were building. But here's what the cynical read leaves out. The companies doing the most coherent agent work are the ones that spent years building structured knowledge about code bases. The ones that were told for years they were just tooling and didn't have a real moat. Turns out a graph of your entire code base with semantic relationships is exactly the kind of grounding data a language model needs to stop hallucinating about your specific software. The boring infrastructure that nobody wanted to fund in 2019 is the competitive advantage in 2026. The pivot isn't always cynical. Sometimes the tool was already most of an agent. It just needed the missing inference layer to close the loop. So the actual filter is, does this tool have something real to put in the context window, or is it just a wrapper with a chat box? If the answer is yes, if it has your ASD, your dependency graph, your historical incident data, then the agent mode might actually work. If the answer is no, you're about to pay an agentic premium for a slower version of the thing you used to do yourself. Structured context is the moat. Everything else is a press release. This has been Runtime. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.